But welcome, Shaman.
Yeah.
Thanks for finally coming to yap with the professional yappers here at Poad. I'm sure we'll have some fun with today's conversations. But maybe just do you want a quick intro yourself, who you are, etc., how you got into crypto for the
Yeah, sure thing.
listeners?
Um, yeah, I guess like shit poster a lot on Twitter. Um, I was using like Bitcoin when I was really, really young and then kind of like fell out of it. I remember and I was trading a little bit in 2017 and I remember watching in 2017 it was all like, oh, we're going to build decentralized exchanges. You're going to be able to lend money in a decentralized way without a centralized exchange. And I kind of didn't really believe any of it would happen. And then I like left it alone for a couple of years and then I saw it again in like 2021. And there was like already decentralized exchanges built, and it was like I'd looked away for a second, and like all this stuff happened, and then now I'm like I can never look away again, because I feel like all the stuff that we talk about how it's going to happen in the future, I have so much confidence that it's like actually going to be built out after seeing that like first big sort of acceleration. But I do marketing and community stuff for Infinex, which if people haven't heard of, we're trying to basically accelerate the destruction of like Binance and build a really easy to use like integrated wallet that feels like a centralized exchange.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah.
can you?
Sweet. Fuck yeah, dude. Um, I just heard something click and I was like, oh no, did audio just go? But it was silent and we're good.
We're safe.
We're
We're
safe.
safe.
Wonels audio seems to be working, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So refer to yourself in the third person.
I am
What else
Foo.
audio? I'm like,
I am
bro,
Foo.
that's you, dude.
Bro,
Hey, man.
1L is 1L.
1L. Where did you get the name 1L from? That's something I'm interested in.
It might dox myself if I explain it, but it's just it's the particular way that I spell my name that is different to how you normally spell the name, and I always had to explain it in that way.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
So that's the 1L.
It's
Ah.
interesting enough because my last name is actually it's got a similar scenario in that everyone thinks it has two L's in the middle, but it's only got one L. So yeah, there's some
Yeah,
confluence
I
there.
always your I don't know, when I first met you, your last name in my like memory was different to what it is, and I would always get it wrong for some reason. But I don't know if thought of it just as like Mitchell or what happened, but I just remember every time I went to like type it out or find you, I was like, what is this combination again? Even though I feel like I could see it in my mind. Like I knew how it looked, except the words didn't mash together when I was trying to type them out.
It's the most frustrating, like generic name to explain, like at like admin scenarios. Because I'm always like Mitchell Hill, and I'll spell it out, and people are like, nah, what?" And it's like it's not two words; it's one word. It's just one L in the middle. Yeah, and it's for like a really really bland white name. It's a nightmare.
Mine, I guarantee you, is worse. I've got like five really bland white names, and so my full name is so long that like I was trying to sign up for a new phone recently, and like the Telstra system wasn't like designed to fit all the characters of my middle names. So they were like, it was bricking the machine because if I tried to drop any of the middle names, it didn't line up with like my driver's license or passport. So they were saying it was like not my correct name. And then I had to sit there for like hours while they were like trying to work out how to put my name into the system.
Shit. Well, dude, I don't even have a middle name, so I've skipped over the bit.
You don't have a middle name.
How'd you get
That's a,
three middle names?
I don't know. My parents were like, they couldn't decide or something like that. I think I pretty much have all the Anglo first names.
That's
But
like some European aristocracy shit where they just start
yeah,
chucking middle names in there, like titles, and you get like fucking yeah.
I think one of them is like related to some sort of title, and then the other two are random.
Hell yeah.
But what
so
was it? You guys like in particular wanted to chat about like NFTs, I
yeah,
think,
yeah. I was just
and
gonna
like
say. So like
how they're culturally different to tokens.
exactly. So I think like it's probably
Yeah,
really
dude. Fuck yeah.
topical.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fucking relevant for what's happening, at least
Yeah.
for certain flightless birds at the
For
moment.
sure.
Yeah, Wonel, do you have
yeah.
any alpha? You run like Pudgy Oceana. Is there any secret alpha you can give us about PENGUs in the next couple of months?
We're so back.
Oh yes, I think we're back.
Hello.
We're so back. We're so back.
Yeah, we're so back. We were so over, but now we are so back. This is
We
good.
are so back. Okay, I had to like cheat out of the fucking hotel internet because it rugged me. It obviously didn't
Yep.
like me
All good.
streaming.
Back on your
All
phone
right.
again.
So, where do we leave off? Yeah, memes. I was like
Fucking
talking for like so long, and I was like trying to like introduce the thing, and like nothing, and then like you guys were just ignoring me, and I was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Am I really like that not important, Tom? Thanks, man."
yeah.
Like,
Well,
I
I
can
heard,
do this too.
we can stay silent. Silent pod.
Yeah.
Do
No,
you
no.
think it's a do you think it's a top? Do you have your friends outside of crypto trading meme coins now? Because I have
Uh,
noticed, like, I'm actually looking at my housemate right now. I'm like making eye contact with him, and he's like never traded crypto before, except as of just recently has started buying meme coins, partly on my recommendation and partly on someone else's. Does that mean we're like at the very top, and everything's about to blow up? Like as soon as soon my mum's gonna buy Dogecoin, and then it's like it's
Mm,
all over there.
dude.
when your friend makes like his yearly salary, that's when I'll be like really concerned, or loses it either way.
Fair.
Like I
Okay.
don't know. I just think like overheating comes when like complete randoms just start buying shit on Pump Fun, having never touched a Phantom wallet before, and like, oh my god, I made 10 grand. Like when you
Yeah,
start to see that shit, I'll be like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. That's
okay,
true.
okay.
Those people need
Like,
to be making money. That's right. I think that's a good.
yeah,
That's a good
when you
signal.
just have like like people come up to you in the street and be like, I bought fucking yeah, whatever fucking token on Solana that you've never even heard of, and they're like, fuck, dude, just made like 20K. You'd be like, okay, fuck, time to gotta go
But
return some
that's
videotapes.
something I noticed is that like CT has such conservative targets compared to like normies. I made the
Mm,
dumbest like not trade recently because I've I've been trying to learn about short form content as I talked to you about, but I've recently a couple of weeks ago made like a crypto TikTok account, and I like
mhm.
only watch crypto videos and I skip everything else, and anything else I like say I don't want to see it, to try and curate the feed to just show me like brain rot TikTok things. And they're like on the TikTok side, they're so much more bullish than CT. Like I go to CT and it's like one person arguing about like their L2 versus the other L2, or like Solana versus Ethereum. And then you go to TikTok and it's like a video of Trump where it's just a cut of every time he said Bitcoin with like funk playing and like Trump saying never sell your Bitcoin, and then it's just like and then like and then the next video is like Doge going to $100 and like XRP going to $100,000, and then like USDT going to $10. Like just and I think that like the mentality of like perma bull is actually gonna like beat CT in trading.
Seriously.
Dude,
Do you think
fuck
like the
yeah.
PTSD is just like killing people?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's also um, like overthinking things, because like I noticed my mum and dad both
Mm.
outtrade me because I just recommend, like, they have way less tokens they can buy because it's just whatever tokens are on the app that they've chosen. And then I just picked ones that I'm like, yeah, these are all probably like okay, because it was like the best of the ones available, and they just like buy some of those every once in a while and never sell. And they're definitely both smashing me in like performance just from like in the middle of the bear market. My dad was like, which of these should I buy? And he showed me this like list of tokens, and I was like, oh, probably like Curve and ETH and Bitcoin and Aave and then like Chainlink or something like that. And they just all started like they're all just like up 5x or something like
Oh
that from
my
then.
god.
And I'm sitting there like sitting sidelined and trading in and trading out. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting rugged here.
Dude, it's pretty bad. One of my like normie mates, just like I remember, like would have been like nearly a year ago. I was like talking to him about Tia,
Yeah.
as like the new coin that's like coming up and fucking doing all this shit. And he's like, "Well, I've got like this like decent bag of chain links. So I think I'm just gonna like hang on to that." And I was like, "All right, good luck, buddy." I get a message from him literally 2 days ago being like, holy fuck, God, I'm up so hard on fucking Link. And I was like, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And
Bro,
Just like,
that like it's
like,
so
yeah.
true though. It's like I saw a dude on the plane like looking like refreshing his crypto.com app and like he had $500 in there and watching TikTok brain rot videos and I was like,
yeah,
ugh, don't want to see that.
no, it's good. I think the XRP Army number plate was pretty banger as well.
Oh, on the Ford Ranger, I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a classic. That's very on brand. I was like, yeah, that's it.
But I feel like a Ford Falcon could be an XRP holder as well.
Yeah. When I see the XRP Army number plate with like a dual jet ski trailer on the back, I'll be like,
that's what you sell. That's what you
That's when you sell.
He's got 2 jet skis. Fuck.
Is there like a jet ski index, which is like how many jet skis have sold recently or something like that?
Oh my
that tells you
God.
Australian retail right there.
Yeah, seriously.
That's a good
The jet ski index.
That would be a
That's
good
like the stripper index, but for Australia.
Yeah.
It actually exists. It's used by Geelong Real Estate Co. to refer to inflation. It exists.
No fucking way.
No
That is sick.
way.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Holy shit. Yeah, it looks at boats, jet skis and caravans and like other like
Oh my
miscellaneous watercraft.
That's fucking sick.
That's fucking awesome.
That is
They've
really
got a
cool.
blog
But I
post. I
think,
have no idea when it's been like updated again. But if they haven't updated it in a while, I'll be like, guys, I'll take this over, please. I want to feature this. Like, how much do you want
seriously.
for it? I want to own the jet ski.
We need this. We need this.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
That's wild.
That was
That's
like
wild.
one of the dumbest like financial brain rot things that I saw. It was this guy talking about how like everyone that's rich wants to own a big house, and like he was just talking about how like even peasants in like the 1900s had houses, and he's like, why don't you just instead spend your money on like something someone from the past couldn't comprehend, like a jet ski? And he's like, if you took some like medieval king, like they have a house, but if you showed them a jet ski, they would like give you their whole kingdom for this magical device. And it's like, and you could just go and buy one of these things, but you choose not to.
That was that was Rory Sutherland, I think. And I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he was talking about it with that Alex O'Connor guy, the Cosmic Skeptic. Yeah, he was essentially saying, he was like, you have all this novelty and shit, and all the rich people have decided to buy property. And he's like, how fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, just go buy, like, why don't the rich people all go full port? Just really dumb shit. But he's like, but they've all decided that, like, property number go up, good tech. Yeah, boomer NFTs. The Australian government protects the floor.
So my missus sent me a fucking message yesterday. She's like, this chill guy thing is everywhere, and then she like screenshots it, and it's like
Too late.
No, it's the crypto.com advertisement for buying chill guy.
No way.
Yeah, and she's like, I see this every day. She's like, they're trying to make me buy, and I'm like, oh my God, that is like the most.
They're creating exit liquidity.
I wonder why they're targeting her.
I
wonder why they're targeting her.
Yeah, it's so strange, right? And then I was like, when I saw that dude like a couple of weeks ago with the crypto.com app, now I'm going, right, like that's the location that they're all being like funneled into. Is this like
I've seen those
on
TikTok. I get them a lot. When I'm on my crypto TikTok account, I get a lot of crypto.com ads for different coins.
It's like the funnel. I was chatting to my barber and he asked me what I do. I said I'm in crypto. And he's like, oh fuck, I have a token. And he like thought about it for like 20 seconds and was like, it was the crypto.com one. And I was like, phew. Like that's ooh. How's that going, man? What is that doing?
Dude,
I remember I got I did really well on it.
I bought into the crypto.com like ICO, but they rugged all the original token holders. So I'm pretty sure it used to be called Metal. Metal token ICO cards. Like I'm pretty sure I ordered the very first.
You used to get the crypto, like the credit cards?
Yeah.
I still got mine. I got the white one.
And Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I bought into the ICO of it, but then they like rugged it, changed it to a new token, and I never got any of the upside.
Oh my god.
Well, they had this shit where with the cards you got free Netflix and Spotify
Yeah,
for like the icy white or
Yeah.
whatever the
And
fuck it
you
was
could get
called.
like free access to like lounges in the airports and shit.
Yep. But and then they cut like all the fucking features of it. Like it was um oh no, it was the Ruby one that like my mate had a Ruby one and they like stopped offering Netflix and Spotify and he was like, "Oh man, fuck."
That's
But
funny
yeah, I
as.
know a guy who had I think it was like a friend of mine who worked in fintech. His boss like full ported CRO and was up like $8 million at its peak,
what?
and then
Oh
round
my
tripped
god,
the entire thing.
that's
So
fucked.
yeah, I think he's still holding it. So I think he's probably like about a only 75 or 80% down instead of 99 now. So
Wow,
small wins.
that's
That's
mental.
that's fucked. That's fucked. But I do kind of worry that like it's probably not like the top, but it's like the early like the early stage of that last inning of like
Yep.
when things start going a bit
Yeah,
crazy. But like Tom said, it's like when those guys start getting rich, like and we're really poor
yeah,
because we're still holding like Solana memes that we thought all the normies are going to buy. Like that's the
yes.
Ah, I
I
really
think
did
this.
think that someone was going to buy my bags, but it
I
appears that
think the. I think the normies are going to buy our bags. I
Mm,
think that. I think that they will. I think. I think that Solana memes are really fun to trade, and that's like what my housemate is buying. He's buying like stuff on Phantom Wallet, and I
Mm.
mhm.
think that they will. I don't know. I don't think they're dead just yet. But
No.
I think that the most obvious trade that I can't believe I can't believe I missed buying all the normie coins like XRP, Cardano, all that shit. Like it's such a no brainer that it was going to pump. Like it was
Yep.
just such a no brainer that that shit was going to pump, and then not buying it is because of some weird ideological thing is just so absurd.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
they're dino coins, and it's like Jesus Christ. Like, what do you think the
Like,
first
and
things they're going to
actually,
bid are?
Dogecoin still isn't a dollar as well because that's like it's going to a dollar this cycle. It has to. So like
Yes.
I think once Dogecoin is past a dollar, that's going to be another top signal. But I think we're a little while off it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
for
I'm just trying
sure.
to go. Like, I'm trying to like balance that mix of drinking the Kool Aid and then also understanding how silly this shit can get. Like, 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 be sensible and don't round trip shit. And actually have like price targets. But then I'm also thinking like, if it is like if shit gets really dumb, I still want to have like good chunks of like bracket my bags close bracket in the market. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, and I think there's a couple of things that like haven't happened yet. I think this ties into like the NFTs versus meme coins thing that we were talking about. Is I think that like um, meme coins are like really fun because they're volatile and moving around, so they make people a lot of money. But they're not a good way of like flexing. And I think later on in the
mm,
cycle is when that's when NFTs are going to really start like coming back because we haven't seen that yet. In
Yeah.
the like I've seen a couple of people posting cars, but you haven't seen the real like obnoxious like we're all rich type posting that you start to see, where
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
just like I remember so much of my timeline was just like watches or cars. Or like I feel like that's the real top signal, and people will just start buying like apes again, just have them as their profile picture.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that like Miladies and penguins are gonna go to like as much as houses probably, because
Oh
people just want
yeah.
to flex how much money they have,
I
Yeah.
want to
and that'll
see
probably
someone. I want to see like a headline of like 16-year-old buys island from fart coin gains, and then I'll be like, okay, like, dude, I just had to buy
what is
Fartcoin recently. Like
dude?
I
I've
bid
seen it a
some.
lot on my timeline. And I feel so
Oh,
much FOMO for it.
dude, I don't want to even talk about it. I like put
Did
a
it just
huge
pump or
chunk in
did
it
it dump?
at 40 mil, and then it made it to like 95 or 100, and I clipped out like most of my position being like, fuck yeah, I'm a genius. And now I'm like, oh, a casual 6-figure fumble again. I'm like,
Yeah.
after top G Mitchell Hill
Yep.
on the jacks, bro.
Fuck.
One, just keeps on being like
Dude,
top G anytime I
wait,
do
is that a
anything in
meme
the group
coin?
chat.
Is that a meme coin? Is there like it's like an Indian Andrew Tate and it's top G?
Surely. All right, I gotta buy some.
That's
One
fucked.
sec, guys.
That's so fucked.
Surely that runs.
Surely that runs, yeah.
Oh, it's
Surely that
440k market cap. Wait,
That
it's been
exists?
launched.
Wait, it's real?
There's one that was launched. Wait a
Like
second.
5 minutes ago or something. No.
What is going
No,
on? No, I'm
no,
gone on
no,
Dex
no.
Screener. This can't be real because I'm looking at it on Bird Eye, and Bird Eye is
Oh yeah, no,
notoriously shit.
it is. I think it was like after his post the other day. Oh no, it's back in June. It was
Oh,
released
it's
top
5
G.
months.
Yeah, it's been around for a long
That
time.
Wow.
that surely gets a
Gets
little
it.
bit of a run.
It's all right, bro. You'll just sell after a 2x, anyways.
Dude, trust me, I will. Hey, Wonels, how's that astrofolio going, by the way?
Okay, all right. So,
What's
Shaman.
Astro?
So back in like
Oh,
August, I got into the astrofolio. So it's like one
Yeah.
of each of these star signs, right? They all got released as coins. So there's 12 coins,
Oh my god.
right? And I
That's
got in
so
at like
bullish. That is so
100k.
bullish.
Dude, I got in at like 80k market cap with some of them, 100k market cap, like, and I bought like, probably
Oh
four,
my
five
god.
k, 5k worth like of coins, and then it ran up to like I
Yeah.
like a 10x. So then I sold because it 10x, right? So I was like, that's great, and then I proceeded to like lose all of that money, like aping other shitters. Had I just
hell
held
yeah.
those coins, I think it's close to like 7 figs that I would have had, like at the top, like
Oh my
in the
god.
last 24 hours. Yeah, I'm
Dude,
just like,
Oh
oh,
my god.
I had like
Wait,
I had a
don't
lot
wait,
of the
are they
Virgo
what are
coin
they at
and
now?
Cancer.
What are
Like
they
one
at now?
mil.
so they are,
They were 5 mil or something when I last
yeah,
saw.
yeah.
Yep.
Most of
What the
them are
fuck?
Totally
five.
random.
Gemini
Okay.
hit 10 mil before,
Oh,
like today. Andrew
So
Kang did a
do
post
they
about it.
pump like before their respective seasons?
So that was like the initial
um,
like theory, but it hasn't quite worked out like that. The one coin that keeps getting bid more than any of the others is the Gemini coin, and I believe that's because Trump's a Gemini. Um, and
Oh, that
fuck.
makes sense.
it's got like the most pumping power. Like it's always been the strongest, and I think Ansem is a Gemini too or something. So it's like
Oh.
that
Oh
was kind of
damn.
like the theory, but
I'm
yeah.
looking at my buys in real time on this. I had 2 million Virgo tokens.
Damn.
I
Rest in peace.
bought it 2 days after launch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yes, it's not a fun
Oh,
thing to look at.
bought it at 120k.
It is hard though, like that happened to me recently. I had my first like I'm not much of a shitcoiner normally, but I had my first like really crazy multiple. And I was like selling it I put in like 2 or 3 sol into something. No, I put in 1.5 and then it like doubled and then I took out my initial and then it like doubled again and I took like another 1 sol off and then it just like kept going and then I was like looking at I think it ran up to like 18 sol and then I realized like how much money I'd missed out on by taking out those initial early on and it's like why do
Yep.
I feel so bad when I'm like up so
Dude.
crazy?
Yeah.
Like I made this ridiculous multiple and I just feel bad about it.
I did that on yeah, only in crypto can you make like yeah. I did that with Hasbulla's cat.
Yeah.
The Basic token, I bought that like pretty fucking low and then like woke up and was up astronomically and was like, "Oh shit, okay, have to take some off." So I
Yeah.
took like a third off. And then I drove down to the beach and I was hanging out at the beach and then I opened Phantom again and it's gone up like that amount had like tripled and I was like and And then I was like, holy fuck.
Oh.
But then it just kept going for like the next 2 days. And I was like, oh my God, if I had just held that initial, like I would have been, yeah. I would have probably just like quit on the spot and been like, yeah, cool. All right. But yeah, only in crypto can you make fucking it's like
whole bunch of
serious
money, it
money
makes
and
you
just be like,
really sad.
oh, I'm an idiot. Literally, like my girlfriend was like, what's going on? And I'm just like, she's like,
I
but
could have made $20,000 and I only made 15.
legit.
And the normie brain is like compressing into a ball at the thought of that.
It is. It's like make 20K US and then be like, oh, it could have been 200. Oops.
Yeah, so
You're like,
funny.
just another day. And they're like, what the fuck? You put how much money into this?
Yeah, it's pretty it's funny being I feel like that's one thing I really like about the fact that at Infinex we're all in the office together is it's like it's very rare to be in a big group of people where everyone is like
Yeah.
that often. And
Mm.
like coins will go around the funniest thing is when like coins go around the office and everyone is like in and out at different times. So like half the office will be wrecked and half the office will be massively up on the same fucking token. And it's so funny like asking around when like and like sometimes when it's really low liquidity, I'm like, I swear we're just playing musical chairs in the office with lots of money right now.
Yes.
Like
Or you're
must
or
be-
you're literally or someone in the office like quietly bought like 4% of the supply and was like, guys, I'm in this coin. And just gets to full stack Hitler the chart and be like, oh fuck, I don't know what happened. That's crazy.
Thanks for playing.
yeah.
Yeah, whoa. Went down a lot. Jeez. Wow. Anyway.
Here's the next one, by the way.
Yeah. Guys, I just found this one.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
Shaman,
god.
that's a interesting thing because I remember talking to someone at the Infinex Pudgy party. I think it was
Yeah.
the head marketing dude, but he was saying that like at
Acre. Yeah.
Infinex, yeah, Aker, he was saying at Infinex, it's you actually have to work in the office, and it's a big thing. Like, how do you find that, and
Yeah.
has that been like challenging for people that work there, or do you think it's a good thing overall?
I really like it. Like, it's actually a big reason that it's a big plus for me because I like working in the office.
Mm,
I can't stand working from home. I find it very hard to focus.
yeah,
And I
I'm
think
in the
that
same boat.
especially if shit's not going well and you need to contact people urgently, it makes a really big difference. All being in the same room. And then I think also like there's just a lot of other random benefits of being around people and overhearing things and like if you don't have a full picture of something, being able to like yell across the room to find out information is so much better than playing like Slack ping pong or trying to organize a meeting. And
Yeah.
just like or just like being able to chat, like chit chat about things is a big thing for me, especially coming up with because I'll be like writing a lot of the Twitter shit posts, and I
Mm.
like just having sounding boards from people being like, "Oh, is this funny?" or telling people things and watching their reaction. Whereas, like, I don't know how I would possibly because I couldn't just like call someone on Slack, be like, "Hey, what do you think of this meme?" And then they like chuckle, and then I hang up. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really work, right? Whereas, like in the office, it does work. Or I overhear people say dumb things, and then that I feel like really contributes to the creative flow of making stuff. We even have a couple of like memes hanging up around the office. There's like a photo of one of the guys, and he looks like he's doing like a pose with his hands together, and it has that quote of like every male has like microplastics in their balls, and then it has like him PhD. or I printed off this quote because sometimes this is really rogue. Sometimes I do a Bible study with one of the guys in the office because he's Christian. I was just like, yeah, why not? I'll tag along. We were reading, I think it's like Mark's Gospel or something, and then I saw this like the first thing that Jesus said to his disciples when he like was roping them up is like, follow me and I'll send you out. They're like these two guys fishing, and he says to them, he says, follow me and I'll send you out to fish for people. And I was like, oh, that's just what community management is. It's just fishing fishing for people. And I had this vision in my head of like Kane yelling that to me. So I think I have a picture printed somewhere. It's like Kane photoshopped as Jesus yelling to me, "Follow me, and I'll send you out to fish for people."
That's good.
I think, yeah, I really like the office vibes. I think I would find it very hard. I think crypto can be pretty alienating. I think if you don't have an office, you need like a tight squad that you hang out with, and I think doing it in person makes it much better.
Yeah, dude, agree. If anything, the office is really good at like fucking. I'm just like, there's so much shit that happens in crypto that I feel like just because I work from home full time, like I'll just get fucking carried away in rabbit holes and they'll be like, I have an hour. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Let's
really
make this
hard.
happen in an hour. You're like, oh shit, that's right. Fuck. I have a job to do.
Yeah, it's definitely like that, I think. But it is funny, like when the whole office gets sucked into a rabbit hole as well, which can easily happen. Like if everyone's in the same coin, it's like you just see the chart up on every single screen when you're walking around. Like
Sorry,
sometimes you
guys.
walk around the office and like the same chart is like on everyone's second monitor. It's so funny. Like,
Sorry, guys. Product developments are being delayed for a day. We've we've had a big day of shitcoining.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty.
I,
But
I
it's
suspect that's
also,
going to be this week for you guys when PENGU drops.
oh, dude, I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think the other interesting side of it is that about maybe half the office is not Web3 native at all. So it's like I think last week I onboarded, not last week, the week before I onboarded 6 people onto Phantom and Photon for trading memes, and like 3 of them were in the office. So I think it's really cool, like teaching people about crypto and stuff, and and it's also nice having their take on things because I feel like it proves that what we're building makes sense. Like if I'm trying to onboard someone onto Phantom, it's like explaining to them what a fucking seed phrase is ridiculous, and then like
Yes.
explain to them why they need a Phantom, and then they also need to know what Jupiter is just so absurd. And then it's like, oh, but if
Yes.
you really want if you want the trading to not suck, you also need to use this thing called Photon. And then like explain to them how they have to like make a Phantom account to make a Photon account, and then they like put their Photon account in their Phantom wallet. It's like,
Yeah. Like deposit to a separate wallet. That it's like, oh well, if you send Sol to this thing, then it's
yes,
your own wallet in this
and
thing, and then that's different. And then you got to withdraw it, and it's like, what the
yeah,
fuck? Yeah.
like just trying to explain that stuff to people is crazy. But it is fun onboarding people. But yeah, it's like, at what point is it's all that stuff feels like top signals. But I think you have to just,
Yeah.
if you're accepting we're going to take over finance, you just have to believe that we'll see every top signal and more, and it will just keep getting more crazy forever.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sorry,
the
I'm late,
president is.
guys.
Hey,
All right,
Swiss is here.
how's the ice cream though?
Yeah. Hey, how's the ice cream run? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, thank you.
What flavor did you get?
We got a Mars bar. It was the
Oh,
only one left, and we got a Magnum. They were both half price.
damn.
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What have
yeah.
I missed? What's been going on?
We've just
Not
been
much.
yapping.
We've been doing a lot of yapping.
We were talking about meme coins and NFTs.
Drowning
tiny bit
out
about
top signals.
infinex, top signals. What's your number one top signal, Swiss?
I thought about this a little bit more, but basically, I think my top signal, and I only just joined, is someone from like a big crypto company like Infinex trying to teach people how to use Photon and because if they can't figure out how to use that, then I don't think they're going to know how to sell or check prices. So
Yeah,
that's my top signal.
I think
Bullish.
my bullet, like my turbo bull case, is just like the president of the United States is doing a fucking
crazy.
ICO right now. So
It's
like
crazy.
whatever shit we had from the past of like, oh, this is it. It's like, oh,
I can't believe I didn't buy into his thing. I can't believe it was such a dumb idea not to buy into World Liberty Finance. Like,
yeah.
I know, right?
in
I just
hindsight,
know
that's
that
the biggest
that's-
fumble of like, so brain dead not to buy that.
I can't wait till
Seriously.
we get to the point of the cycle where Trump is just giving Barron like a couple mil, and he's like, "Here's a small loan of $1 million. Ape some shitters for me, bro." That's gonna
Do
be
you think that's not already happening? Or do you
true.
mean that he's
True.
going to be doing that like on behalf of the US government?
I want it to be public. I want there to be a public Barron wallet, and we get to see what's going on.
That would go crazy.
That's
That would go
wild,
nuts. That would
dude.
be
Get
nuts.
Trump on Infinex. Get him set up with an account.
I would like to. We've been plotting a bit on how we could do that actually. I think that's like a soft goal in the office is to get him an account. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
that's
best way to. I don't know what the best
Probably
way to.
just send a patron to his address.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I don't know how that. I don't know. Does that? I wonder if he just cheats it though.
Nah, I don't think so. Like, oh, but actually, I don't know. I got no clue. But that was my like 2 cents suggestion.
But you've got to keep your patron in your Infinex account.
That's true. You do have to keep your Patreon NFT in your
We gotta-
Infinex account.
We got to get him fucking You got to get him sorted with an account. Maybe if you
Yeah.
made like a special gold account just for Trump, and it was like a gold dashboard that was like really glittery.
I was thinking of that as like a thing for patrons to do actually. Like if you have a patron NFT, you can have like an iced out UI.
I want the drippy UI. It'd be like
Yeah, it's like gold and
customizing your phone in GTA.
Yeah.
yes,
I want that. I
exactly
want
like
that. I want the gold one.
Exactly. That's one thing that I would like to buy if I had infinite money that I think is a hilarious product. What's it called? It's called Virtue, I think it is. Phones. And they make like luxury mobile phones. It's like the dumbest product I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a really shit Android phone, but then it will have like crocodile leather and diamonds encrusted.
Oh my god! Oh, weren't they really popular at the end of like the top of the last cycle? There was like mobile phones that were like gold, and it was like the Medellin phone or something, and it was like somewhat related to like drug dealers or something like that. And it was like a full gold iPhone.
I'm
I'm
trying to
on their
find-
website right now. They've got AI diamond rings.
Wait, Virtue has AI diamond rings.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, their phones go for like 5, 6, 7K.
No,
Holy
dude.
shit.
See, here's the most expensive one. The Signature Cobra limited edition 500K phone.
Oh my
Jesus.
god! And it's literally like,
I'm dropping it in the chat. This one's like a Nokia brick looking thing.
but it's a Nokia phone. Like you've got to press the buttons. That's
but
that's hard as fuck.
Like, can you imagine pulling that bad boy out? It's like drippy as.
It's hilarious that it's in AED on the website.
Or what
It
else? would
shows you
be?
exactly where the target market is.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Hey, you want to spend $1 million on a phone? Here you go.
So crazy.
So Swiss, now that you're here, we did touch on it briefly, like the NFTs versus meme coins thing. But I know that you and I had like a bit of a discussion, and then I think the day after I discussed it with Shaman in person. But we were talking briefly just about how that NFTs have more of that flex feel that like we haven't really seen be like done this cycle as much as it was like last cycle, where like you had like the Bored Ape guy being like, do not talk to me unless you have a PFP that's worth more than 100K. Like we haven't hit that level yet. Like it's more like rollies and cars, like still like there's still physical items. Like we haven't got to that like digital flex yet, but that's like something you can't do with a meme coin.
That is true. Yeah.
I've started
Yeah.
actually flexing. I've got a milady, and I've been flexing it on my Instagram. I don't think anyone gets it. So I changed my Instagram profile picture to my milady. I think people probably just think I'm really autistic now, but
Yeah, that's like what is that?
It's so funny.
Yeah, when I get the Brotato cousin out on IG, that's when we're in trouble.
But yeah, so
I don't know.
what do you think,
it all
Swiss?
started. Yeah, it just all started when I didn't agree with Murad about the cults around meme coins. I always thought it was like negative aura, or if you had to tell like a female that you just met that you trade meme coins, whereas like NFTs are the only thing that's like just slightly less shit to trade than meme coins themselves. I also think if it all goes to zero, you still have a picture. You still can wrap your identity around it. Whereas like meme coins are very much dependable on price action in that sort of nature. I did write a really autistic long form post today, and I think I did one the other day about NFTs. Got zero engagement. I was just doing it to farm that new Yap protocol.
Oh, dude.
Can't even remember the name. I just know it's to do with yapping.
Kaido.
Kaido, yeah, that's it. And basically just talked about the idea that, and actually patrons kind of spawn this as well. So if you go onto OpenSea and you look at patrons, they say, oh, like if you own one of these, you get like exclusive perks, I think. Don't quote me on that. I actually checked that a while ago. And I just realized that obviously INFINEX's goal is to not like bottleneck users. They just want everyone to come on chain and like use their app. So the idea of exclusivity is kind of like, for me, looking outside inwards, it's not their goal to kind of like gatekeep the best features on their platform to only a select few users, but they might do that in the future. So the idea I like started thinking about was, I think just owning like a basket of culturally community semi-okay non-shit NFTs will probably, like you could probably see in the future if there's like 17 L2s launching in 1 month, that a good way to market is by targeting specific NFT communities, similar to the way that like the airdrops came for Pudgies from like Layer Zero and Dime and all those sort of things, whether it was like backroom like deals that were done, or it was just out of generosity because a lot of the devs had Pudgies. Their way of like drumming up interest by targeting the Pudgies community was actually like really interesting to watch unfold. So I think in the future that trend will probably continue. I don't necessarily agree that it will just be with Pudgies, but I think things like Miladies, Remilios, Punks, Brotos, these sort of things will probably be, because they're like the diehard ones that are likely to stick around during the bear market. So if you ever had projects that you needed users,
them, you know, I think it's like a good, it's a good feature. That's funny. I wonder if it'll come back.
Yeah, maybe. I probably will once it becomes a little bit more cool to rock JPEGs as images. I think if it does come back, it's likely to stay a little bit more. Potentially, depending on how everyone feels about JPEGs. You just kind of need like the BAYCs to not really be the flagship in the future, I guess. You just need a new kind of one take over.
I actually really, I've got like a bull case for BAYC actually. I think that if they like, if Younger blows up, I think that BAYCs could become funny and pump again. Like, I really think that BAYCs as an ironic profile picture is like a really good bit that could like come back. Like, I don't know. I just think that like if I saw someone like earnestly shilling their bags and like talking about like we're all gonna make it and like really 2022 core like crypto tweeting from a BAYC, I actually think it would be really funny. And I think it's like a good enough bit that it could pump them again. But I think that the fact that Younger like would profit off that and like everyone fucking hates Younger, that it kind of like the company needs to like implode before the NFTs can pump again, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance that BAYC makes a return. I think the sentiment around how fucking stupid they are will probably circulate through those really large multi-million follower meme pages on Instagram. It's always hilarious when like I scroll Instagram and I get like a meme screenshot of Twitter and it happens to have like something CTE related. I think the Lawrence guy was the last one that I saw outside of the CT sphere getting retweeted by a few.
Huge, dude. Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's us. But yeah, I just think that generally they're more investable. I think they're more, and I think this probably bolsters Ethereum as well, is that some of those like communities are probably more investable than some alternative layer one chains. But it's super hard to essentially derive value, to bring value back to NFTs, in my opinion, unless you're giving away like liquidity events, I think.
I don't know. I don't know what happens with like with Penguin and with Cult now, like I don't know if the tokens just eat up all the upside, or if the NFTs will still pump, or if like any money that floods towards Miladies now will just go into Cult token, and any money that would go into Penguins goes into PENGU token rather than people buying the actual NFTs.
Well, I paid $100,000 today for a PENGU allocation at $27 billion valuation. So
No, you didn't.
I did, yeah. I realized that because I missed the entirety of Pudgy Penguins, I don't have a Big, I don't have a Lil, and I don't have a Rog. That what I really wanted to do was to buy the meme coin, because I think the upside is captured
At what
in the valuation of the meme
say,
coin.
What valuation did you buy it at?
27 billion OTC.
No, you did not. No, you did not. I don't fucking believe you.
Go look at my Twitter right now. Go look at my Twitter right now.
This is a made-up trade. This is a made-up trade.
I retweeted it.
This is bullshit. I don't believe you. You're lying.
Someone said seeing OTC sales with size of PENGU at 27 billion valuation, shit's about to get crazy. And then I retweeted it saying, I have invested $100,000 into PENGU OTC because I believe this meme coin is simply going higher. It's not priced in. 50 billion minimum. Yeah.
So Shaman, it was Ice Bags that made that post. You know, like the Kampai Pandas guy. Like he.
Yeah, I've met that guy. I've met him.
Yeah. So like, and he's pretty close with Luca. And I saw it before, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, who the fuck's paying like OTC for 27 billion val? Like, that's just
no one is. No one is. That's a made up.
Are we not bullish enough?
I swear I heard Sticks in the chat say penguins really quietly before, and I had to stifle some laughter.
I saw the mic turn on, and I'm not sure if he's in there.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, I hear him.
My stream's like rugging with the mic talking thing right now, and I can't fix it unless I stop the stream, so I'm just giving up.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
You're
quiet.
a bit soft, mate. You're going to have to speak up just a tad. Just a little
tad.
Penguins!
We got you.
Oh, good. Nice.
How many penguins do you own?
There he is.
Me, I only own the one big, sadly. I've got a few lils, though.
It is
just the one.
Just the one house deposit. Yeah.
Soon to be a house. Yeah.
Penguins at 32.7 ETH. What the fuck?
Oh,
no, they're not.
Are they actually? Fuck,
yeah.
I looked the last time they were like 31 or something.
Wait, what a little pudgy.
Is there a polymarket to bet against this price? Or
Swiss, no, please don't do it.
Surely we
flip 4
ETH,
little pudgies.
Let's go!
To our two listeners currently, I do believe that this is a version of the pre-runes meta. So I generally think that.
Oh my god, that's so high.
What are we looking at?
I need to roll my little pudgy into a used Honda Civic.
Yep. Dude, that's more than a used Honda Civic. It's like a new Camry at this rate.
No, dude, I want a really fast Honda Civic.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, I think I'm gonna get a Ford Falcon soon. Actually, a really loud, obnoxious one.
Fuck yeah, dude! I had a Ford XR6 when I was like 17.
That's what I want. I want an XR6 turbo.
I had a 2006 XR6. It was fucking so dumb. 4-liter V6, rear-wheel drive. I did not need that at 17. My dad was like, "Yeah, no, that's a good car," and I was like, "Fuck, all right, sick."
That's hectic. Oh my god, little pudgies are 4 ETH. That's so fucking ridiculous.
It's fucking insane, dude.
But it's crazy because I'm looking at the wallet checker. Like, how hard do you reckon these things dump on token claim? Is the real question.
Very. Yeah.
Like I'm going off Miladies. Like they dumped. I mean, maybe there's more leverage right now on the Penguins, but Miladies dumped like 10-15% on the first day.
Yeah. What is the leverage?
Like obviously
too bad.
Yeah, I think they'll dump like 15%.
But it's like
you've got bad considering they've gone up so much.
Actually, the leverage isn't too bad right now.
I haven't even looked. Yeah,
with Abstract Chain on the way, I think there could be a bunch of people that like decide to stick around, like at least a little longer. Maybe not all of them, because a lot of
What's
people will
the-
look at $100,000+ for a fucking picture and be like, you know what, that's pretty good.
What's the deal with Penguins launching on Solana though, and then also having Abstract coming out? That's like it's
Okay,
really
so,
hard for me to wrap my head around the play
okay,
there.
so I can explain this. So
Mm.
it's like, so one this like abstract chain is not mainnet for one, right? So like you could argue they would have to wait until then. Which if you wait too long, with any sort of token or anything, then you've seen it in past cycles that if you're late, then like the token just goes down only. But I think they're kind of
Mm.
betting on like the timing and with the conditions the way they are. It's like, if they're right about where we're sitting in the cycle, it's like perfect timing to do it now rather than being like a late cycle
Hmm.
thing. So like that's
Yeah.
one. Two, abstract being a new chain, like you kind of need it to be, you like have some apps and everything first. Otherwise, it's just another fucking L2 that like people are going to come get the token and then be like, well, I can't do anything here. It's a ghost town. So I'm just going to take
Mm.
it elsewhere. And then the token just goes down because like that's the only place you can trade. And like all of the liquidity from like these meme coin perspective and like where people are trading memes is all in Solana. So that because like
Yeah.
the Pengu token is a meme token, like the best place to have that token and have it do well is on Solana, not on a chain that's got like nothing on it. So like that's the rationale. So they're not using the meme token to try and attract people to abstract. They want abstract to be its own thing, its own identity. That's not associated with just the meme token, because otherwise it just becomes, oh, that's the chain that you buy the Pengu meme token on, and then like it forever lives with that identity. And I don't think they want to create that association. So I
Yeah.
think
That makes sense.
I'm trying not to drink the Kool-Aid on the Pengu token, but I do think it could be supremely like
I'm
one of the
wondering if I'd be able to convince someone to swap a little Pudgy for an XR6 Turbo.
that's content right there.
Well, I did
Fucking
pay
wild.
$100,000 at 27 billion valuations. So let me be the first to say I'll pay another 100,000 for a 50 billion valuation for their L2. So
Fuck yeah.
I love you,
Yeah.
Swiss.
Well,
Thanks for
instead,
repricing
you
my
could just
bags.
find me a nice XR6 and I'll give you the little Pudgy and that'll have exposure.
But genuinely, what's thoughts on how Pengu launches?
I think it's just the pre-runes matter, man. I generally think that it's a stalemate. No one's willing to sell their allocation of Pengus now because they want the airdrop. But as soon as the airdrop goes live, it's just going to be whoever's quick enough to sell their Peng down. Because they've fucked it by telling everyone that they're going to launch this, in my opinion. Because that is the sole reason why the price of the NFT has gone up like 100% in the last, 2 weeks?
Definitely, but like how do you think of like Pengu token valuation itself? Like, what if it's one? I'm not saying it's even close to being a Hyperliquid because it's a fucking meme coin. Like, what if it's a scenario where
what's Colt at?
I was just looking at that.
Old launched at $1 billion, and its floor price was 1/3 of Penguin's floor price. So if you're just going off basic maths, Pengu should launch at like 3 billion.
Yeah, Colt's
Like
market cap's
just
too.
going off the
Yeah,
Colt literally launched at like $1 billion.
yeah. So the Colt had a few different dynamics too, right? So like Colt's FDV is 500 mil, its market cap's 214, but Colt had a pre-sale that was open to anyone. Because there was a pre-sale and it was months ago, like there was funds, there was people that could like buy into it. So like there was a whole allocation of like people that just bought into the token at pre-market prices, and I think at pre-market prices to current price now is probably 2.5x. If you were late into the pre-sale, if you were early into the pre-sale, like I think you're probably 3, 4, 5x up from where you bought. So I think like the willingness to sell like Colt when you bought it at pre-sale is a little bit different to I had to invest a shit ton of money to hold an NFT to then get an allocation. So then like there you still got allocation to Colt if you had the NFT. Like I got some Colt because I've got a Remilio, but and like I just cheated the Colt token on launch, but I kept my Remilio. But then I did see there was quite a few like on the day of launch, like Milady's and Remilio's dumped like 10-15% after launch.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a 15% dump on day one. And then like the market will decide like if the token goes up a lot or if the token goes down a lot, like depending on. I don't really know what's gonna happen with the NFTs, but I'm assuming like a 15% dump.
Colt doesn't have like the marketing machine of Pudgy Penguins as well.
No, Penguins have a lot of like
I think Colt caught people by surprise. Like the PENGU shit is literally everywhere. Like everyone's
Yeah, Colt was fucking pretty funny as well and like retarded because like I'm pretty sure if there was like a quiz and if you got it wrong, you got less airdrop. Like you literally lost money if you got the questions wrong.
Yeah,
you got to be a shape rotator.
Yeah,
I was like, bro,
it was pretty funny.
Let's claim it.
And
Yeah,
you
it's
had to
pretty
like
funny.
draw.
Classic,
you had to
like,
draw a
lady
beetle
shit.
as well.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you had to draw. It's so funny.
My favorite poster, I think. Like goated Web3 poster. I think that Milady has like they've carved out a real like cultural niche that speaks to me more than any other like NFT or crypto communities. I think Pudgy's is playing it smart because it's like more of a mainstream brand and it's like very, very approachable. But as like a schizophrenic, terminally online spectrum person, Milady's is like, oh, it's like it hits the spot.
I think also with Pengu, I feel like people will want to yeet it if it launches like super, super high. Like something like ridiculous, like
they're surprised that
way
makes it
well over like six figures. Like people want to yeet that.
If the coin launches at a point where like the value of like what the coin is like relatively close to what the NFT value is, then like
people will yeet it.
I'd be like, oh, I'll get rid of this coin and then I'll just hold my NFT because I like having the NFT
I
because
would
of like social
well,
reason.
that's what I'm planning on. That's what I'm planning on doing. Like I'm either gonna hold the NFT or I'm gonna hold the coin. I don't know which one yet, but I'm gonna do one or the other.
I reckon I'll. Yeah, it's hard. God.
You know what Top Jade will be doing? I'll be selling both. No.
That's fair enough. Lock in the profs. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to.
Well, I got to buy more patron NFTs. So yeah, I'm selling something.
I'm trying to buy a Ford Falcon XR6 Turbo right now. I think I need to.
Bro, there's 239 penguins listed. Like, what the fuck? That's like nothing.
And the loans are really good too. If you have a look at the loan distribution, there's only like a few that are like over leveraged. That bought at like there's only a few that bought at like the 20 plus, and most of the loans were bought around like 10, 13. So
I'm sorry. Someone's borrowed 1,000 ETH against a little Pudgy for 970% APY.
Why did they even get away with that, man? What the fuck?
No wonder there's like huge NFT liquid like cascades where they just like have. Really
my god,
that's like some sort of farming or something like that. They're lending it to themselves, right?
Yeah,
they have to be.
Why would someone lend more than the NFT's worth? Like they must be
who's
farming
paying
the protocol somehow.
Holy shit! I don't even. But ugh. All right. Damn.
That's the power of leverage.
How do I borrow against my?
How
do I borrow against my little Pudgy?
On Blur.
Borrow. You can.
Oh my god!
You can like take out. You
can I borrow against my Milady too?
Yeah.
Yeah. On
you can
Blur.
borrow against everything, but you just don't want the floor to drop too far.
If you go on like your portfolio on Blur, you can literally like my little Pudgy. I can max borrow 3.4. I'm restarted, so I don't know how this guy's getting 1,000 ETH. But yeah,
I think he's farming Blur, so he's lending to himself.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be like a circular loan thing.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Because normally you can only borrow like less than
the
what
value.
The value is. Yeah.
A casual 1,000 ETH loan on a little Pudgy.
On the thing you sent, Wonel, I think the pre-perps, whatever the fuck it's called, pre-market, pre-perps. I don't know. Yeah, which they're usually about 70% accurate. Like I remember with Dime, they were like really accurate.
Yeah, they're generally like
saying about
market
90K
conditions are good.
USD airdrop. Yeah, it's saying about 90k USD. But
Holy shit!
yeah, which is pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. They're
Yeah,
pretty
it's trading
taxy.
at
You don't really know.
4 cents, 4.5 cents per
Yeah,
token.
that's what. Yeah, that's what that's what it was. I
It's
think.
just like how much token gets allocated to you in the end. That's the
Well, if you
unknown
paste your
Mm,
part.
address, it like it calculates it,
Oh,
doesn't it? Like, I mean, these
that's
are
an
all.
estimate. That's someone's
Yeah, no,
estimate. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, it's all speculation, obviously, right
Mm.
now. But yeah, I'm like from what I've seen, like Evo perps are like they're like relatively accurate to some
What
degree.
at 4.5 cents? What valuation is that?
That would be
$1 bill.
nah, higher than 1 bill. Like
No, that's probably about
couple,
right.
like
Oh
It's
yeah, sorry.
what? Only 1 bill?
No, because it's 88 billion.
God, I can't do basic maths.
Yeah, the numbers
oh, that's
that
4 billion. 4 billion.
That's what I said.
4
Yeah,
billion.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
about 4 billion. Yeah,
Yeah, 4 billion.
I
yeah.
think it'll honestly launch
What?
around like 4 to 5 billion, and then people might eat it. Yeah,
With Magic Eden can launch at a
You
fucking
reckon
5 billion
you reckon
FTV.
yeah.
Yeah, but Magic is PENGU a pure meme coin, or is there some like
I mean, it's a pure meme
supposed
coin, but it's like the coin of
thing?
penguins, which is like an actual
Well,
business.
I think it may be
Oh,
used
an
within the
alpha.
game. They've got like a
Uh,
game that's coming out. That's what's it called? It's like Club Penguin. It's like 3D like adventure
Yeah,
world
I saw.
type
I
thing.
saw. I saw. I wanted to play test that. I was trying to beg someone on Twitter to let me in.
Yes. So I suspect it'll
Let
be
me
like
in.
in-game currency for the game. So there'll be like if I know the team well enough that they'll try and figure out some sort of flywheel effect for um you know what I mean?
Yeah, sick. I like
Bullish.
this.
I mean, if there's a house deposit on the table, lads, just
Yeah,
leave
I
it
I
mean,
to
really,
the blur and just keep building that flywheel upwards. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
That's
mean,
what we need to
I'm
do.
already, I'm
You're
already
up
using one or the
100% in
other.
2 weeks. Just keep it going. All right.
Just
You're on a
keep
heater.
I mean,
I will buy
I
more
really feel like
OTC. Don't you worry.
I can't.
we're
I
saying it
can't believe I
sarcastically, but this is how
I
legends are
want to
made.
sell my. I want to sell my little pudgy. Honestly, seeing it at 4, seeing it
it's
at 4
just
almost.
I've
Shaman,
like
if you sell it now and then the
you want
meme coin launches, you
at
have
5 billion.
precisely like 2 to 3 days to be able to buy into the meme coin if you think it's going to send. But what you can guarantee is anyone who's bought in the last 2 weeks wanting to get their free airdrop, they're probably going to sell their penguin on launch.
Yeah, but if the drops 15% like on launch, and the USD value like of a big is like anywhere upwards of like 50k USD, like there's no point. There's like you might as well just
Yeah,
wait to get the airdrop because it'll be way
yeah.
more valuable than like you could dump it for a 20% loss. Like from what it is here, you could dump your penguin and like okay, that's like what 20% discount is like it's about I don't know like
10 grand.
25k.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
10,
it's like
10,
15,
20K. Yeah,
20k.
yeah.
Yeah, but like you're guaranteed an over 50k USD airdrop. Like, and right now it's saying like 90k as an estimate, so I don't really fucking know. But
Yeah, but like, what if the penguin
Yeah,
goes down 15% or 20% or 25%, and then basically it's just a wealth transfer? So now you got your pengu, and then you've just got 50k. Because like
well, you
you're
can
assuming that the penguin's gonna stay at the same price on launch.
no,
No,
but the
he's
pengu
No,
goes down.
even with
No,
the
I said
drop.
the
no, he,
pengu drops 15% on launch, and you
Yeah.
sell it. Okay, you don't time like everyone sells before you get like the 15% like L on the day, whatever. You sell it, you dump it into the bids. And then,
Oh
but
my
then you've
god! I
still got
found.
this airdrop that's worth like 80k. So it's like you've from the day before, it's gone down like the penguin's gone down like 15 to 20k USD, but you're up like anywhere between 50 to 90k USD. So it's like it's still more with the airdrop if you wanted to dump the airdrop on day one.
as well as the
Yeah, I just think
penguin.
it's a wealth transfer, really. I
I
think
mean,
it's
it's just a
just
liquidity event. Yeah, you're right. Like it's a liquidity
it's
event. I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna dump one or the other. I just don't know which one.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
they'll be
have any
doing it
skin in the
after.
game, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have any skin in the game, so just ignore me. But like from what I've seen, how this works, um, like if the ping's worth like 200k USD now, just for even numbers, when the airdrop comes and you're likely to get like 50k USD, it's more likely or not that the peng is just gonna like go down to 150k, and then you've just got a liquid or slightly less liquid, mediums of money to manage, I guess.
But this is one of those scenarios where I think, like, if you did sell early and the airdrop is actually solid, like, for me anyway, like, if I get like a decent airdrop on the Lil, I'm happy to trim the lot. Like, I would live up to my name as Top G if I sold beforehand.
But you're counting on the fact that the airdrop is something that you will sell for that value, which is this is the whole thing. This is what everyone else is planning to do as well. So if, like, I made the joke today that I bought the meme coin at 27 billion valuation, but generally, where are these buyers going to come from to support everyone being able to get out and sell their airdrop? Because all the buyers have now stepped in to buy the Penguin. That's how the whole like pre-runes meta occurs, is that everyone who's now available to buy something Pudgy related has bought the Pudgy NFT to get the airdrop, which means once the airdrop goes live, there's not many buyers there.
Yeah, I was trying to sell options on my airdrop in the office to people. I was like, you can have half of whatever my airdrop is for like $3,000. Because I've only got the one little Pudgy, and I was trying to, like, I don't want to sell it. I want to know what the airdrop is, but I also want to take some money off the table. And a few people were close to taking like the 50% option on my airdrop, except that they were like, but then if the airdrop's shit, you make money, and I don't get much at all. Like,
welcome to the free market, guys.
I think it's hard to like say sell the Penguin, because like if like say you like the announcement of the PENGU token, it was like like 15 ETH or whatever, and then it like rallied to like 25 ETH or like 26 ETH, and then you were like, okay, like I'll sell here and I'll just buy the token with like my profits. But like the Penguin's actually gone up more, so say the Penguin goes up to like 38, 39 ETH in like 1 or 2 days, and then PENGU comes out and it drops like 15, 20%, like it's still at like 33, 34. So like early holders don't really care that much. They'd rather like speculate and see, like, wait for the airdrop. So like people like us, like we don't really care that much if it's like a 20% drop, because like we're just like, okay, like we might take an L, like where we could have sold the Penguin and maybe like we would have saved 10k or something, but like what if the airdrop's actually like worth 100k USD? Like
like the initial cost
that's like
on
the speculation
NFT is enough for me to risk it. Like I bought my little
like if you bought it lower, it's like enough.
Care.
There's no point like not like waiting for the airdrop, you know what I mean?
If I just bought a lil for 4 ETH, I would be shitting my pants.
Yeah, no, that's obviously the problem. Like it's like if you're buying now, it's like, well, like you really need to hope this airdrop's worth like fuckload of money.
You could also take a discounted cash flow view of it as well. So if you like looked at this airdrop as well as the prices of future airdrops, and you said, well, like, okay, at 32 ETH, I'm gonna get 50 to 100k airdrop for a big on this airdrop, and then the abstract airdrop is worth maybe something equivalent, and then so on and then there's the bull market speculation type stuff in terms of timing and conditions, and like you could sort of discount the future airdrops as a value to what the market's pricing in the NFT value to be worth at a certain point in time. But yeah, I agree with Swiss, like there's no future
they're gonna
buyers
dump, obviously, on day one, but
well, the market's like, I agree with your viewpoint there. I mean, everyone on the call, if you guys get your meme coin allocation, are you guys holding it?
Depends.
I'm actually
I
adding.
probably will. Yeah. I mean, no. Sorry. I'm dumping one or the other. I don't know which one yet. Like, I'm still 50-50.
I'm holding.
I'll probably go like
seller on day. You're a seller.
I'm a seller for one of them. Yeah, I'm keeping one.
Tom, what about you?
I'll probably. It really depends. I'll probably yeet the NFT. The token is something I may actually hold. I think that's the kind of thing that
the token's more flexible, because you can like sell like half of the token.
Exactly. I can like literally flip out.
Or you could buy like more of it. Like it's not.
If it's
as
a
like
stupid valuation, like at launch, I'll probably clip half of the token. I'll probably have
over 5
open.
billion. I'm dumping like half the token.
How would you guys feel if if the NFTs and then the coins kept going up for the next like 2 months, 3 months?
Oh well, yeah, that's a risk as well. So it's like
no, like
Penguins could go to like 60, 70. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, because like I also think it's like consensus view to dump prior to airdrops as well, because like you could look at relays and everything too, and it's kind of like when hype launched, and it was
Which
like,
one
oh,
was
you sell your airdrops, and then the coin keeps going up. So like that's a
Well, look at
potential.
Milady's
Crazy,
now,
like,
yeah.
it
Like
blows my
Milady's,
mind that it's still pumping.
Milady's are down like probably 25% from the airdrop days, right?
Mm.
So it's like it's not like they've like descended into chaos, and they mind you, their coin's doing like pretty bad right now.
Yeah, that's
So
so true. It went from
it's
7
like all
ETH
right,
down to
penguins might
5.
drop like 20%, like, but like unless the market like crashes, like,
It's
I can't see them
retardio
like
season.
dropping
Time
like
to hold
80%.
shit.
Yeah, I mean the other question too is like, if you guys got in on pudgies early and there was like no airdrops, no guarantee of airdrops, when you bought them, you just like bought them on the basis that they were cute or they will go
Yeah,
up in the
that's
future.
literally
That was me. That's
What
literally.
is what is the signal for you to be like, okay, it clearly is the defining trade currently, is this my key to take profit? Because you can talk about what if they keep going up for the next couple of months. You could also like price in the fact that ETH is likely to double more so than the meme coin go up, right?
Only? You're not bullish enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'm not bullish enough, and I don't have skin in the game, so I don't really have anything to
It's
say.
going
But
to
like,
10k. ETH is going to 10k in the next year.
Nah, I think the perfect thing for me to do is to dump one or the other, and then decide what to do with the other as like time goes on. Like I might be, like I might dump the NFT, and like the coin's valuation is like over freaking 5 billion, which would be kind of insane. But then I'd be like, all right, now I've got a more flexible liquid like asset here. I can dump like 30% of it and hold the rest and see what
That's
happens.
true.
So it's like, or on other sort of side of thing, I'm getting this free money and I just yeet it instantly. Like it's like 70-80k. I can just yeet it and be like, Penguin is mine forever. Like I don't really know. Like it's hard. It's really hard to like figure this one out. I mean, I could dump both, like, and make like a shit ton of money, but like yeah, it's hard.
I think it's harder to sell NFTs than tokens,
Yes.
at least for me.
Oh, for sure. Like they're like an
I'm gonna
identity
have
thing.
a much
Like
harder time.
they're more
reading.
investable, as Swiss said. I reckon they're more
I'm
like an
so attached
investable
to it. Like I
long-term
just
asset.
can't like fathom like actually pushing the sell button. Like I'm so attached. But some coins, I'm like, oh yeah, it's
Coins are
just
easy
fucking.
to sell, bro.
Yeah, I say
Yeah,
that, but I've held whiff since like fucking December, January this year.
yeah.
So
No,
like, I'm fucking retarded. So
if it's the hardest point to sell the Penguin now, would that
like
be an indication to say it's the top? Because you can say you can wait for abstract, but like
no,
none of us.
No. I'm
no,
not. I don't
it's
care about
not.
abstract.
It's not about
No,
it's not
I care
hard
about this
because of
one
the
more than
price.
abstract.
It's just hard because it's the Penguin. Like
Penguin.
I've been insulting my penguin to make it easier to sell him. I've been pointing out his flaws.
I think the top signal for pudgies will be like them appearing in, like, the real pudgy trade is betting that Luca is going to be able to get them to appear in like mainstream media and mainstream places properly in the same way that apes were last cycle. Like if any celebrities are going to be buying random NFTs and talking about how they've bought an NFT, I feel like it's like guaranteed going to be pudgies this cycle. And so I think like the trade of the NFT is waiting for like The Rock or some random A tier celebrity to have bought one.
Dude, let's get The Rock a penguin.
well, JD Vance has a penguin.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I might hold.
He's not popular enough.
I'm selling the token.
No.
Just don't round trip your
Nah,
liquid JPEGs that you've been sitting on for 2 years, man.
I think a good time to sell would be, like, obviously you could sell now, like it's gone up so much. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, a good time to sell would be like if they're getting close to like.
I've always had like a price target in mind of where I thought I would sell, like on an ETH valuation basis, and like that's sort of but I've had that
like
since.
150k, man. Like, how is that not a good time to sell?
Nah, it's nothing, bro.
I mean,
the top's in when there's demand for a liquid JPEGs, bro.
When are you selling your ordinals? What's your price targets for your different ordinals?
My price target for ordinals is asking CBA for a loan. That's my price target. No, I don't have. Look, mine ordinals, I don't know, to be honest. I've just bought them in the hopes that I've made like the right decision on buying these sort of things. I still think that an overwhelming majority of the ordinal collections that sit on the front page are like skims, but we'll just have to wait and see. They haven't really been catching a bid. They're properly kind of overlooked, but I think puppets are like probably the
Puppets
best
are
bet.
amazing. Yeah.
And what's your puppets price target? What are they at now? Like point?
I reckon one BTC,
something?
if BTCs are like 200k or like close to one BTC, I reckon would be a good time to sell.
The Ordinals are a liquid with no prior bag bias. So like I generally think puppets could go to like 1 to 3 BTC because there's no infrastructure to support
Puppets are so good.
volume. So like you could just get maybe like one buyer that spends like 2 to 3 BTC and have immediately moved the floor up by.
Are
Like,
you worried?
100%.
Are you worried about like BTC maxis not like embracing ordinals? Like
No,
like
okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'll let you finish the question.
no,
Sorry.
it was just like because like obviously if there's like they start to go up, like people that have bought like NFTs in the past will just bid them, like obviously because it's like quite a similar thing, but there probably is like a few BTC maxis that like just will bid hard if they start to go up, but like I feel like a majority of them would just like never want to like speculate with their sats because they just like buy hodl BTC forever.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I spoke to Checkmate on Chain, who does a lot of the analysis, and he said it was like graffiti on the chain. At the end of the day, they actually don't really have a stake in the matter. And the reason is because it generates so much fees for BTC. So even if they don't like it, it's effectively helping their chain sustain their like security budget and protocol. So I think it's kind of funny that they would even come out and be like, yeah, we think it's graffiti on the chain. It's like, yeah, well, it now drives like full on use case. Like L2s now become favorable because if it costs you like $40 to send a transaction for $100, like you definitely need L2s to scale because you can't like expect someone in a country that may not have the sort of like living standards as like a Western country to be able to afford those transaction fees. So unless they were coming up from the perspective of, oh, you guys aren't making it like fair for everyone to use the chain, but no, they had to look at it from the perspective of like, oh, it's graffiti. Like I do not understand why it's on there, but at the end of the day, like it's been an added benefit to the protocol and like stifled so much innovation that they really can just like moan in a corner and just be grateful at the fact that there's now activity on the chain. Really is how I look at it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Would you be worried about like, I don't know, like lending protocols, like shit like CoreDAO, runes, that kind of stuff, almost like taking up the capital away from the NFT side though? Because it's like, you know, if Bitcoin is like, I think like getting them to buy pictures is a hard thing to do, but like getting them to lend Bitcoin for yield, it would be easier in the sense of like, oh, you can get 4.5% on your BTC by going on CoreDAO, or if Opcat comes in and they have like fucking like actual on chain like lending protocols. Yeah.
Cats are going to 10
Opcat.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, it depends for me really. Like the Liquidium protocol that I'm bullish on, they do it through the borrow and lending of like the illiquid JPEGs and runes with like the BTC collateral, and then the interest between that is what they sort of like claim as their yield. Things like CoreDAO, I haven't really looked into it, but the idea that there's like Bitcoin whales that want to put their BTC to work is like not a strong argument in my opinion because of like the Michael Saylors of the world.
Yeah.
Like they're so not interested in anything else apart
No,
from
they're
like
just
collecting
interested in
sats.
like accumulating more sats.
Yeah. I also think that most crypto participants now, and this might come across like a bit rude, but like Bitcoin wasn't a thing until it was, and so anyone who was like early enough to collect large amounts of BTC has either gambled it away or then just like folded to become like bullish ETH due to the fact that ETH actually fulfills the decentralized finance components of what they believe in rather than digital gold, of which the narrative's kind of stuck with BTC. So the idea of like putting your BTC to get yield is probably like skeptical by most participants. Like I don't think I'd ever put my BTC in a contract to jeopardize its security just to get yield. What I do think is like super bullish is like and it's a protocol that I'm like currently farming is Hermetica, who is doing basically the version of Athena on runes. So they're USD backed stablecoin. Yeah, they're doing a runes stablecoin that has yield similar to Athena.
How could there even be a rune stablecoin if like none of the like how is there liquidity? Because like runes are so illiquid and you have to buy them in like those big parcels, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
that's
it's
not the,
terrible.
that's
If
not
you
the
look at
correct
it,
word.
you'd think,
How does that work
yeah,
with stable
you could
coin?
probably
Is
arb
it
it
stable at
yourself
all?
because of how liquid it is, but it works. And yeah, so any yield generated, I wouldn't be willing to give up my BTC to get yield by doing activities that's less secure than the mother chain. So I think it's just like a really interesting space to watch, because I think that I think it's Babylon
Yep,
is the
Babylon
one that
DAO.
does
Yeah.
that does the staking, and it's like everywhere now. I generally think that that's going to be the Luna of this cycle, because from what I read in the white paper, and they may have updated it, is that they're looking to use BTC to then secure less secure chains to get their like yield. And I'm just like, that just does not sound like a great user experience. It's like, give up your BTC, get native yield in some other currency, and we'll convert it back to BTC for you. And that's like you're
Yeah,
giving your
it's
BTC
insane.
away to stake another chain. Just doesn't
It's
sound like a
It's
good
like eigenlayer,
trade-off.
basically, right?
Yeah, except the benefits of ETH, and this is why like it gets super interesting if you are into like the BTC eco, is that Ethereum's like pivot to proof of stake has made like all of this so much easier because of its like native staking properties and easeability and like in like decentralized finance and stuff. Whereas like BTC is like everyone is okay with just like buying and holding it and not using it, and like trying to convince people to go into like runes is like just like not even appealing or funny. It's just a joke at this stage, but it does make for like interesting developments in that space.
I think it will. I think it is changing though. Like I think that the Bitcoin maxi can't do anything with your Bitcoin won't survive for like a lot longer. I think that's why you start seeing this demand for L2s and things like that, is that people are kind of realizing that they want more from that, or there's an opportunity in accessing all of that. Like I think people just see Bitcoin as a big pile of money and go, hey, if we give people something to do with this and they start doing it, there's a massive opportunity there. It's like even if most of the Bitcoin maxis hate it and there's only like what, a fifth of them or a really small fraction of them, it could still be bigger than like Solana and Ethereum.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if any of them came and did it, like fuck, these NFTs and roots would like giga send, because you only need a couple of them.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's like anything in finance, right? Like you have an asset that like appreciates in value over time, and then like you're like, I don't want to do anything with this because it's going up. But then
Yeah.
once it stops going up and it goes
Oh,
sideways,
yeah.
and then you've got like something that's just sitting there, and you've got an asset you can't really do anything with. So like it could be housing, could be bonds or something. You then want to use that asset because you want to be able to spend money, but you don't want to lose the asset. So then hence why you loan it to then. Or you take a loan on it to then be able to access capital out of it and then use that capital to then do something, because ultimately
I
you don't want to
agree.
lose the original asset. So like you see it play all throughout like history, like on that sort of time frame, but because BTC is just a number go up asset, it's like the incentive to want to do anything with it isn't there yet because it just goes up. And
Well, yeah, especially this cycle.
I think that there will be a time, and it's probably not now because like it won't be for a very long time. I think, but there will be a time where it does make sense. And I think once the infrastructure is built out enough that like there's a trustworthiness aspect to it, and people stop looking at it like, oh my god, like this could break everything, and then I might lose my coins. Like once something's got a good enough reputation, it's built by the right team, and it can then unlock that liquidity. I think that point in time it takes off, but like BTC is like the base layer is like really difficult to like build anything off of.
Well,
And
that's like literally the promise of OpCat. Essentially, it's like you can
Right.
build stuff on the chain without having to do any kind of like, proof of reserve, bridging back and forth, having some kind of like thing where you could technically lose your Bitcoin. So it's like that's what the OpCat people are promising of like, listen, you'll be able to borrow and lend, potentially.
like, that sounds
We'll see how it
attractive
pans
to
out.
me.
But yeah.
I think
And I think that
another.
like, you go,
Sorry.
Shaman.
No, you go.
I was going to say, like, I interviewed a couple of guys from like the L2s, so that like there's obviously like a really big bias from these guys because they run Bitcoin staking stuff as L2s at the moment. For a piece I did a while back, and they were very much like, oh yeah, like the BlockFi PTSD is wearing off, and there's enough like you know,
That's
more
right.
recent
BlockFi was like
participants have like,
the
yeah,
the thing, right?
that's
Like
what
that.
caused people to be like, yeah,
Yeah,
fuck, like
yeah,
never ever lend you bitcoins. They're like, that's kind of
Yeah.
wearing off. There's like a lot of people that are like, oh, fuck it, 3%, like just I'm gonna hold it forever anyway. Like if you could do it really securely, I'm never selling it, and I can get like some percent on it. Fucking okay. So yeah, that was like my
I
read, but
think
that's yeah.
there was that I don't know if you guys saw that new like Google quantum computing chip that was out
Oh
Willow
yeah,
as well. I think that I know, and it's already on Ethereum's roadmap. It's like becoming quantum resistant, and I don't think the time frame on it is that short. But I think there's like a time frame in which we expect quantum computers to kind of like break current encryption, and I think that like Bitcoin has to change like pretty radically for then as well. And I expect that like people having to discuss about how to make that change will also be an opportunity to like push in other changes that like enable covenants. I sort of expect Opcat to go through, except a lot of people don't agree with that. But I think that like the quantum resistance thing is like something that
yeah,
feels like it needs to happen. So I think
yeah.
you'll see a bunch of upgrades around then as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
We'll see.
quantum resistance thing is probably like the kicker that like actually forces like changes to happen.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like like you need to address the elliptical curve thing and change it to some other form of cryptographic signatures and whatnot. So I think like the moment that that becomes a bit more on the forefront, like you'll start seeing a bit more less of a like a Bible type. We do not change the core of Bitcoin attitude to holy shit, we need to do something about it. Otherwise, there's a huge risk here.
yeah. Well, Upcat was
Guys,
already smacked in. It's part of
I
the
probably
original
gotta
code.
I probably got to
It,
jet off in a minute.
Oh, okay, all good.
Yeah, easy.
Thank you so much for having me, though.
No, thank you, Shaman. It was good to have a yap with you. I hope that you enjoy your Pengu airdrop. Um,
Dude, I
so-
can't believe I found out on this call that it's like when I got given it, it was literally less than an ETH, and then because I mentioned
Well,
it earlier,
you
but I don't think you heard Swiss and Sticks, but like basically everyone at Infinex got given one, and almost everyone in the team sold theirs, and I'm like one of the few people that held on to it. And
yeet.
so now I can't wait to go into the office tomorrow and
that's it. I'm
laugh at
yeeting my
all of
patron.
them.
I'm not associating myself with absolute weak-handed jeets.
Yeah.
God damn it! You pass that along the line too.
yeah,
Tell me to
like
rebuy it
please,
right now.
Shaman, when you walk into the office, be like pull out the like little pudgy and be like, "Have fun staying poor," and then just fucking
Dude,
like,
there's little pudgies like all over our office. We just have like the stuffed toys everywhere,
Oh,
and
they're
there's
gonna
little like
actually be.
blue things.
Yeah, it's gonna keep them up at night. Those little pudgies.
I know, it's so funny. Like literally when we got given it was zero point 0.8 ETH and ETH was way lower, and then now it's like 4 ETH is way. But
uh,
anyway, King, so nice to yap,
yeah.
and
Nice to
I'm gonna go to bed soon. But adios.
Adios. Thanks,
Bye,
Shaman.
Adios.
It was
Shaman.
good having you on.
Do you guys want to stay on
Geniusy.
and
Yeah, yeah. I'm
yap
keen to
some
stay
more?
on. Yeah, let's yap. Let's. I'm keen for a
I'm
yap.
I'm gonna have to yeet and go to bed. I have a very early morning
I can
tomorrow,
stay
so
So do
I will
I.
bow out as well.
All right, Tom.
All right,
All right,
Tom.
I know I'm lame. I know. Sorry, guys.
Good night,
All
Tom.
right,
Sweet dreams.
Geniusy.
Diagnosis.
Gino C.
Bye. Don't speak ill of me while I'm gone. I'll listen back to the stream.
Top cheap Mitchell Hill.
All right,
All right.
Geniusy Brotatoes. I'm out.
Goodness see.
Yeah.
Goodness see.
Okay.
Gino C.
Yeah, it's did you see Bitcoin's price right now?
No.
Is it up or down?
It's good. It
Oh,
is a very sexy looking chart.
Well,
oh
Hype
shit.
has
They're like
decided to
102.
absolutely tank. So
What's decided to tank?
Okay, so yes, it has, but if you go to the Hype dashboard right now, the Hyperliquid Explorer, the top Hype buy pressure has come down from -7 million to -2.6 million, and the top wallet that is like in terms of value that's twopping is now buying, whereas before it
Oh,
was all sell pressure. So I think we may be reaching a Hype bottom. It's so fun to watch the TWAPs real time.
Well, yeah, that's a cool feature. I
Mm.
like that.
And currently, as we speak, the auction has gone live for the latest token to go into the DEX. So
This is so cool. This auction system, fucking
yeah,
stop like infinite like Solana like
Solana coin.
distribution.
So the
Yeah,
auction
it's like
system's super interesting because basically, so
so
you know
cool.
Hyper, the hedge fund protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hedge
So
fund.
the way it works, right, is that the token that you're trading like pre-market is not actually on Hyperliquid at all.
Oh,
on a
It's
database.
it's literally a database
that's fucked.
with Hyper, right? And so that intra trading stuff that you're doing is all trying to get the token collectively, like a crowdsourcing of liquidity to get this auction. So basically, and what happens is the auction price continues to increase as more tokens make it through the auction. So the last token that made it, which was 31 hours ago, was Sovereign, SOVRN, and it auctioned off at 262K market cap. Whereas the current auction price for the next token is double that, which is at 524. So the auction price keeps doubling. So in order for a coin to make it onto auction, it has to raise more money collectively. So
Oh,
the barrier to entry becomes more and more difficult. So all of these little coins that people are trading on the pre-market, um, it becomes like a hot potato game because essentially you're trying to get a consensus amongst participants pre-market on what coin's going to actually make it to auction.
Ah, I getcha.
Yeah, so
That's so fun.
it's an interesting dynamic. It's really different to like the pump.fun style approach, and the hedge fund thing is kind of unrelated to the auction market because it's its own separate product. But Hyperliquid have set that as part of their DEX because they're like DEX first, even though they're an L1 chain. So it's like it's an interesting dynamic that they put in there to sort of create these sort of financial games as well. And the cool thing with the H fund thing is that unlike Dex Screener with the Solana coins, where like you make a new Telegram group each time, it's all one Telegram group. And like when you go onto each of the tokens and they've got the chat, you've actually got to go to the one single Telegram chat, which has multiple channels for each of the coins that launch. Um, so
Oh,
it's quite interesting. So then, like when you go to the Telegram chat, the latest message brings up like the latest like that coins chat. So like the game there is like to make sure that like everyone's chatting in the same chat to make sure your chat's at the top of the list. And I'm doing hand actions right now, even though like I'm not live on camera, which is really retarded. But yeah, so like it's a completely different style game, like essentially with this coin launching thing. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
very cool.
it's very cool idea. Yeah, it's a cool
Mm.
concept.
But
Yeah, well,
yeah, if you don't want to play the games, you can just buy a H fund. And so 100% of the fees generated from H fund get used to buy the H fund token.
oh, okay.
So
Oh,
all of the
oh,
fun that people are playing on this database or however it works, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but all of the fees that are made during that active trading period, like all of that then gets used to buy a hedge fund, which is why hedge funds like done so well as well.
yeah, that was a good call by you, actually. Like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it
What
was a
was it? You
good
told
call,
me
but
like 30,
I
40
yeah,
billion.
it was 40 million, yeah. But then I sold a bunch last night and then I rebought back higher today. So I was
Ah,
like, Newton buys the
yeah.
top. What's that?
Yeah,
Newton
rebound.
re-enters with large size.
Yeah. That classic meme.
Yeah.
And he's a
No,
smart
but
kid.
I rolled like
Um,
most of the profits into Hyperliquid. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with buying the dips on HL. Like,
mm,
they were doing like 10, 11 billion in volume. Coinbase did about 12, 13 billion. I know Coinbase has like the ETF premium and the
mm,
regulatory clarity, but like, man, if they're doing the same volume, like that's kind of wild.
yeah. I've been like getting obsessed with like listening to Jeff, the founder, talk about the product.
Yeah, they keep buying tokens as well because they're like because the funny thing about Hyperliquid team is they're already rich because they've made
Mm.
so much money off like fees. It's not like they need to like
Well,
OTC their fucking
they didn't
tokens.
actually take any money from the fees to begin with either. So like
Oh,
they
really?
they didn't take VC funding and they didn't take any like so that basically they gave themselves token allocation now, but then
Yeah,
but all of those fees were being put aside to then fund the airdrop. That was like
yeah.
how it worked. But now they're using their allocation to like end some of the
Allocation.
fees. So like I think I'm not sure what it is now, but originally they were not taking the fees from the platform. I'm fairly certain that's
Wow.
what he said. Yeah. So like, and they didn't take any
But, like
VC
if they
funding.
did hypothetically, like well now that they can take them
Mm,
now and that they're just rich, like
yeah. Actually, I don't
it's
think
like
they took any
CV.
outside funding whatsoever.
Wow.
Mm,
Are you
it's
guys
Okay.
quite
bullish
cool.
on anything that isn't hype or flightless birds?
Well,
Bitcoin.
cat.
ETH. Bitcoin
Yeah,
ETH maybe. They
yeah,
keep getting good flows. I don't really know. I feel like Solana's probably close to bottoming, I guess. Like
yeah. I
maybe
think so.
it's gonna be like 200 or something. I don't know, but um, yes, I think Solana will be right. I think just Solana has that problem of like meme, infinite meme die. Like there's just too many memes. But yeah, I don't. I feel like once one of the coins comes back, like one of the main coins, or like if Solana just
Like
starts
with
going back up, yeah, like Whiff,
or
like
Popcat.
freaking or Popcat, yeah, it'll bring like all the smaller ones up again. But I mean, it didn't help that normies started downloading. I mean, it was pretty obvious top signal or like yeah when like there was all those live streams going on. Normies were
Mm,
in like
mm,
wasn't like very like I was joking about it, like saying like, man, this is like a classic top signal, but like obviously there's been like hundreds of thousands of things similar to that over like the last 6 months. So it's like,
mm.
Mm.
how do you guess? But yeah, I mean, in hindsight, the normies on TikTok downloading Phantom probably was not ideal.
My favorite like local top signal in the last couple of weeks, and I messaged Dark about it because every time I talk with Dark, he said to me like months ago, the moment you feel like you just want that next 2x, and
Yeah.
then you'll be happy. Like that's the time you got to sell. And there was, I think it was exactly 2 weeks ago. I could probably find like the DMs I had to Dark. I think there was like Bunjil. There was a few other people that like did tweets like just one more 2x. I'll be so happy. And then I saw it and I was like, fuck no. And then I was like, I like sent them all to Dark. Yeah, it was literally December 4th. It was like all I need is for my bags to 2x, and then Zeneca posted as well. I just need a 2x. No, Loopify did, and then Zeneca responded to Loopify saying same actually, and literally December 4th I think was like the top, like the local top,
Mm,
and
yeah,
and
once you're trying to like squeeze out that last bit of yield, it's like that's when you start round tripping.
yeah,
Uh,
I hate
like,
it. I do
yeah,
it all
it's
the time.
yeah, but Solana memes have just been like I think the worst part about them is they've just been like slowly bleeding. It's not like this huge like massive
Yeah.
god like 40%, 30% dump in one day. It's just like this like never ending like
Mm.
slow bleed on like I mean at the end of the day there's like freaking hundreds of thousands of like mini cults and stuff and like they're all gonna fucking probably go to zero eventually, but it's interesting to see while Bitcoin's at like 102K.
Yeah.
What about you, Swiss? What are you bullish on right now?
Well, I was bullish on hype until it decided to sell off. What am I bullish on? Probably Stacks with its recent upgrade and SBTC going live in the next 24, 48 hours. That should be good.
Ooh, what's SBTC?
Um, it's a
Yeah, what's the
decentralized bridge from BTC to Stacks itself.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
what was the mechanism before? Was it like a centralized thing?
I don't think there was a mechanism to get. Yeah, I don't think there was. From memory, I think they had a derivative version called ABTC, but I don't think it was a decentralized version. So I think their end goal is to get BTC to and from the chain in a decentralized way. I think from memory, they said that like the reason why SBTC is going live now after the Nakamoto upgrade is because apparently in the early stages you could bridge decentrally like BTC 2 stacks, but then it would take like 6 months to like bridge back.
Oh, bullshit.
So yeah, it's to do with like the chains and being able to like roll them back or something like that. I don't really know. But what I did know was that this BTC going live is supposed to be a game changer. So it might be like for me, it might be a good time to like really see if this actually works and there's no hiccups. Because if it has no hiccups and it goes quite well, that's like super bullish.
The chart looks pretty nice too.
Yeah, it's a lot. It still looks a bit terrible, but like now that it's sold off,
it's got like a daily trend reclaim, which is what I normally like to see. Like it's kept this daily trend going, which is nice.
It'll likely probably range for a month or so, like it did in where are we? Yeah, like it did in October.
When it like
So yeah, it'll probably like range for until like January or like mid-January, and then it might run, but we'll see. I think it like would be good if it kind of established itself as like a chain that's more or less likely to stay as it is a leading L2, because there has been a lot of interest from institutions. Like Grayscale released a trust for it, which I think is pretty cool. Is getting some institutional attention, which is good because of its native BTC yield. But just like anything, it has catalysts, so we'll see what happens.
I like it because it's a catalyst trade. Like I like those trades. It's they tend to do well, especially on something like stacks, because it's like generally like out of the CT sphere of like understanding. So like when
I don't see anyone really talking about it.
Yeah, like when you're in the trenches a bit and like you know that like a particular upgrade's coming, like those sort of moments tend to present nice trades. So that's a cool one.
Fingers crossed, we'll see what's going on, but yeah, could be the move in the next couple of months. Apart from that, I still think Runes will have a pretty good run. Don't know what it looks like or when it looks like, but I generally think that ecosystem will get a bit of attention, or not, or it just goes to zero, and I was wrong, but you know.
I feel like they have to. Like they have to at some point this cycle. Like there's so much like cool shit that's been built on it. It's like it just hasn't had its like real heyday yet. Like
Fingers crossed,
we kind of saw it. Remember when ETH pumped like massively back in like Feb earlier this year? Like I felt like that was a real like proper bullish market type move. And we obviously saw
like
the excess.
Actual
Yeah. And like we like what I found the most interesting during that period was like earlier we were talking about how like NFTs are flexes and things like that. And we kind of saw that like during that period, like it became like a flex to have like an ordinal PFP. Like I remember seeing puppets everywhere, and like it was like that all of that stuff like happened in a very like short compressed time frame, which I thought was quite cool.
Like 0.9 or some shit, something crazy.
And like runes were like hyped as like the next big thing, but then like all of that shit like came like right at the end of that like excess part of the cycle.
Yeah, I reckon runes got fucked because they were like literally right at the end of that little mini alt season.
Yeah.
Whereas like I reckon if they were like probably a month earlier, they would have had a bigger run up.
Yeah, agreed.
like way bigger. But yeah, maybe they'll do it in Feb or something this year.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Ordinals, like I feel like BTC, when BTC actually like starts to like not top, but like starts to just like stop going up violently for like an extended period of time, it could be just like Ordinals runes.
yeah.
Especially,
It's
yeah,
probably
I'm
like a good
hoping.
time to allocate on like those things if you're like willing to
Mm,
like
yeah, for sure.
stick it out for a while to try. But like the hardest part is like you could miss out of a
Yeah.
huge meet of the BTC move up to like 800K when it does that
Yeah,
later
I think
this year.
that's what would hurt is like if you were to allocate your BTC and then BTC just keeps running, and
Mm,
it's like you went to put money into like a beta and like BTC just keeps outperforming. It's like,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
that's a risk, I guess. But
Yeah.
the thing is, when these things tend to move, they tend to do like 3, 4, 5x instantly. So
mm,
not an issue, I guess. But yeah.
It really doesn't take much for these things to go vertical.
No, that's the thing,
no,
and it all
And
happens at
everyone's
once. It's like they're dead, and then they sort of just in a space of a month, it's just like bang. It's like
yeah.
look at like I remember looking at penguins, like 2 months ago, and like they were getting like no volume at like they were like sitting at
yeah.
like
I remember
nine
looking at
still.
like Blur and I was like, ugh.
Bro, like no, like I reckon there was like a couple cells a day. Like there was a period where there was like a couple cells a day. Like it was
Mm.
like
And
just
it was
like
only 200
so dead.
listed. And which is
Yeah,
funny because
yeah.
like it's still only 200 and something listed. Like
There's no demand back then. That's the difference.
yeah, but I feel like
And
it's
it's just like
it's the same like group of like blur flippers that are
it
just like
is,
trade.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this like fucking it's like the 4-year cycle, but like they've done it with NFTs. It's like NFTs just always have like a dead period for like 6 to
Mm,
8 months, and then they like have this like 2-month like god period. It's kind of crazy, but
yeah,
I
but
don't know.
what you can do with blur, and I do find it interesting to do. I've just like pulled it up in front of me now, but like you can look at the last sale, and like probably earlier to like stick a Swiss's point, like around like if you were an early buyer, like do you sell now, or do you wait to get the token? Like within the floor, there is one guy that bought at 1 ETH. So he obviously bought that a long time ago. There's another guy that
Yeah.
bought at 0.015 ETH.
I've
Um,
seen well no, I've actually noticed that a lot of these uh listings are like they're listing them from OpenSea. They're just like OG dudes that probably like literally have just don't even keep up with the meta or whatever.
Yeah, the OpenSea
It's
thing
like
might be related to a potential OpenSea token too.
uh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that would be
That's just
good.
so weird. Like I've noticed that like all these dudes are listing like their penguins are like 30, and they're just
I
like
reckon this is
really.
Jeebus.
Oh,
There's a
but he
wallet.
doesn't.
It's the same wallet that's doing these like 0.015 buys that they originally like and now selling. Because I know Jeebus has
Yeah,
got like a shit ton of yeah. If you like go through, it's the same
but
wallet that's
he has
like
like 10. I know he has like 10,
no,
but
no, he's got more than 10. He's got like a hundred
got
and something.
more.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. He bought all of his pudgies at like yeah. It's the same dude. It's the same wallet.
Oh no, I'm just going off his main. Yeah, he's probably got heaps
Yeah, he's
more.
got separate wallets, but yeah, it's the same. The wallet starts with 8D6, 89E. Like
Yeah.
this person's bought at like very low levels and is selling them all now, which makes sense. If I had more than
Bro,
two,
if I had like 10, I'd be selling
I'd be
like
selling
half of
heaps.
them right
Yeah,
now.
that's so true.
Yeah. Like even I don't like just to like mitigate risk, I guess, but
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Like especially at these
yeah.
prices, like I'd definitely be
Yeah,
doing it,
it's
but
tough. This
not
is like
selling to
life
100
changing
ETH.
price. No, I'm as I said, I'm selling one or the other. I don't know which one, but because I still think it's like a liquidity event,
Mm.
um, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they go. But the hope is like, I guess the hope is that they keep running and they like somehow get to like 40 before the airdrop, and then like okay, it dumps to like 36 or something. It's like oh
Mm,
well, I can just sell it at 36 if I want to. You know what I mean? But that's also just like a you don't know. I
yeah.
don't fucking
I
know.
think like if you wanted to play the game and if you thought the NFTs were going to go up a lot, I'd be looking at like the NFTs that pumped alongside Pudgies back in that cycle. That were also
Mm,
cute NFTs like
mm.
Chubbies,
That'll be
Tubbies,
cool. Yeah.
Froyo kittens, like a bunch of those type of things that
I've
like
noticed
used to
Azukis are like nearly 10, which is like kind of
yeah,
crazy.
they've done well.
Yeah, I've always liked the Zukis. That they just fucked it with the elementals. That was what like just ruined their entire brand for like for like a long time.
Yeah,
But I
but
always
didn't
liked
the
the
Zuki
Zukis.
devs like do something the other day? Swiss, you sent it through. It's like some
Oh,
AI
what
thing.
that's probably why they're fucking up.
Not sure actually.
It was the Taylor Swift AI
Oh,
agent.
that
Oh,
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
no, that
yeah.
was Chill Guy. That
That was
wasn't
Chill Guy.
Azuki.
No, the
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
no, but the guy that did the post about it, that did it, he is
Was
Zagabond, who's the
oh,
founder
is
of
he like?
Azuki's.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I always thought Azuki rares were like so fucking insane. I was like, if I ever like have like $10 million, I'll want one of these things because they look so clean. But yeah, they gassed it with that extraction event when they did the elementals. Like they were
Yeah.
telling people the mint was like 2 ETH or something, bro. What the fuck?
So
Like
so
2 ETH.
on the topic of OpenSea airdrop, I don't know if you guys remember, but when OpenSea Pro released, they gave NFTs to
Wait.
people.
Is there an OpenSea Pro?
Yeah, that was like 2 years
Shows
ago,
how
I
much.
think.
Shows how much
Yeah,
I
it's
know
like
about.
basically like Blur, basically the same sort of
Ah, okay.
UX. So I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
Gem.xyz. Gem was
Yeah,
like
I've heard
a
of it.
yeah, so Gem was like a NFT trading thing similar to Blur, but then OpenSea bought Gem, and then like that's what people used to use to do the sweeps and stuff, and then like basically OpenSea bought it and like killed the product because OpenSea did fuck
Yeah.
all. But they gave an NFT out called Gemesis. Um, uh,
Genesis.
yeah, and the Gemesis NFTs, which I still hold one of, I think, pumped up to 0.05 ETH in the last couple of days,
Oh,
up from like 0.004 ETH like a month ago or 2 months ago.
wow. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Man.
so maybe some alpha there, but I'm not sure.
That's insane.
There's just man, so many opportunities right now. Just got to be in the right bags.
Yeah, dude. Missing
Oh,
the whole AI meta has been.
oh
Oh,
man, missing AI XBT. I feel like it can still go higher. Like AI XBT and Zerber are like I still reckon they can go higher, but
Yeah.
because I
No
like
one.
AI XBT because I feel like it's just gonna get listed on Coinbase at some point.
Yeah. Also, no one knows how to value these things, which makes it
No, that's
mm,
perfect to speculate on.
yeah.
mm.
It's like
That's why I
AI
feel like
plus
so
meme.
shit that I've missed it is because I tried to like evaluate where these things would go rather than
Yeah,
just like bidding them because they were like new.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
fart coin. It's like seeing like CFA like accountants like posting like how is this more
Filecoin.
valuable?
Yeah.
See how is it more valuable than X this company or this company? It just like adds fuel to the fire because like AI meme
So
and like shit like AI
isn't
XBT.
virtuals or whatever it is like the or Arc or what's the token that's like
Ah, yeah, what the
the
fuck was that? I saw that pump it
so
to like 30 million on day one.
it's like the infrastructure for these agents. So it's like the back end or something. I don't know. It was I can't remember. I don't know if it was Arc or if it was something else. But there's something. I think it's a ETH token, this virtuals thing, which is like what AI XBT like launched off of. But yeah, it's like the back end basically for these agents. It's like the selling shovels in a gold rush type thing. Like, do you bet on a particular agent or do you buy the infrastructure for it?
Yeah. Um
Wow, AI
fuck, it's just
XBT chart looks really nice. It looks like one of those charts
yeah,
that are
no.
like I top
I
blast and
feel
then
like
it
it's
goes
gonna
down.
reprice to like 750 mil eventually.
Mm.
I just don't know when. I just think it's gonna get the Coinbase listing. Like it's on base, like the perfect like just way for
It's my
them to just
favorite agent. Like I don't
yeah.
really like any
I
of the other
can't tell,
ones.
but yeah, Zerber and AIXBT. I think AIXBT is actually my favorite now though because
Mm.
I feel it's just slightly more unique. I don't know what it is about. I've
It's
everything AIXBT says I laugh at.
I
Yeah,
feel
me
like
too.
it's so native. Like it feels so
Yeah,
CT
that's
native.
right.
Like
Yeah,
if I didn't know it was a bot, I would have just thought it was some random like
some
CT
random
guy.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love
that's
that
cool.
Swiss you were getting financial advice from it.
Yeah, dude, it's my favorite thing to do now. It's just like if I have an idea, I'll just like tag AIXBT and just see if he has any like questions about it.
Yeah, I'm so convinced it's gonna like get listed on Coinbase and get close to like 1 billion at one point. But I don't know when that is. Probably should just top blast it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say, man. Honestly.
Yeah, it's hard to top blast shit. I've like problem is like I've top blasted stuff in the past that has just been like complete failure. And then like I'll get PTSD on the actual real good shit that I should be top blasting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah. It's so difficult. Like I think like the fact BTC
I mean,
is
you
just
were
like
top blasting shit on Hyperliquid 1L.
yeah, bro. I
And
was
even
the
me, I
fucking
was like
Michael
still
Michael
skeptical.
Saylor of fucking Hyperliquid. It's just
I
constantly
was,
just like
and I had
topping
the
at the top.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it worked out.
I'm probably gonna regret it, but like, you know, I still like it's the first thing that's made me interested in crypto in a long time. Like outside of memes, so
The AI stuff.
No, the Hyperliquid stuff.
Like the eco.
You know, just like not necessarily eco, but like the infrastructure, like how they're building the L1, like their focus on like product first type approach and like the no VC funding route.
Yeah,
And
that's always
the whole
nice
mentality around it. Like I like the last mover type narrative that like they might be able to like drum up, like because you've got like BTC, then ETH, then Solana, like is like the next stage of it, and then like this is potentially like the all-encompassing form. Like they still got to decentralize, they still got to do Hyperliquid EVM and do all of this shit, but like just the main DEX product itself, like the actual DEX to trade on, I've found super nice to use. It's probably the nicest product that I've been able to use on mobile and on PC. Like, and it's still with my hardware wallet. Like, it's not a privy wallet like on my mobile, and I'm not having to like approve transactions or anything or carry my hardware wallet with me. So I've just found that like super nice, and like the trading execution things that you can do with the TWAPs and the scaling limit audits. The scaling limits are like one of my favorites as well, for like selling and buying. Like you just set these like sell walls or buy walls with like limit orders. It's just like it feels like I'm trading on Binance, but it's on chain.
What's the Binance of on chain? So
yeah, that's like that's like their one focus, which is cool.
No,
Azura's been good as well, though, as a on-chain trading.
Well, I need to start using that because, like that, using that is like would be beneficial to me because like I'm a trench lord, so it's and
the portfolio tracking on it is cool, and like seeing your buys and sells like natively through it is cool.
And I'm assuming because they have a point system that they'll do an airdrop event.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Interesting.
What do you reckon, fellas? We wrap it up there.
Yeah,
sounds good. Yeah, I've got a big day tomorrow. Big week, big week.
I don't
as
know,
Barry would say.
42 in Melbourne tomorrow. Holy fuck!
Oh my god!
Disgusting.
I'm in Townsville, and I thought Townsville was bad, but that sounds terrible.
This is gonna be like the worst day of the year, probably. But yeah.
Fuck. All right, GG boys. Let's hope for a good green week. Full moon tomorrow.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to us yap. Peace. Bum,